Here is video number 3 for Wusik PR82. If you haven't watched the other videos, please check the video description for links so you don't get lost. So the next step here on the audio object is talk about the rest of the object options. We talk about the triggering with a computer keyboard hit or with the MIDI keyboard. Now you have the volume. You can embed the audio file in the sequencer host that you're using. You just have to be careful because some hosts don't allow very large files to be added to the project. So it may crash the host and it's not really my fault. So just try to experiment with this option before you really start using something serious. Here we have the audio file. I can click it to remove it and add another one. Then you have the volume. It's just a regular decibels volume. Then you have the envelope. Just like the master envelope that we talked before, you have a master envelope here on the global options. Each audio object has its own envelope. So let's say you set the envelope low and you start, it's not going to sound and play anything because it's low. But then you can add a button, let's say a button here, which I'm going to explain in details so next. Just quickly show here. So I'm going to use a fade sound, and then I'm going to select the drum one. So now it starts. Okay, I think I forgot something. Let me check. Fade rate. In sync, so it's waiting for the. And let's put a slower fade rate. So it fades in and should fade out now. So that's what the envelope is there for. So it's easier to make fade ins and fade outs. And you can also use a stop on envelope fade out if you want. So let's say you have a button that's going to fade out that particular sound and also stops, so it doesn't keeps flashing in the screen. I'm going to talk about groups next. First, let me talk about the plain color, cue color, and cue to stop. Because audio objects, when you are select playback type of synced, because you also have polyphonic and free, the synced is also going to sync to the measures, to the sequencer measures. So I have my sequencer here set to 4 measures. So everything is going to happen every time it ends all the 4 measures and goes back to the first one. So it selects playback type to sync it and is also select to sync in here. So what's going to happen? Here we have auto start clock. So the first time you click it in the playback mode, it's going to start the clock, the sequencer, and it's going to start playing. Right now it's not sounding anything because the envelope is low. But if I click it on it again, it's going to cue to stop at the end of the measure, and the sequencer is still running. If I click it again, it's going to cue to start at the start of the measure. So it starts in sync. So let's wait. It's now it's starting again. Okay, let's go back to the editor. So this plain color, cue to stop is used to that. The plain color shows when it's playing. The cue color shows when it's not playing but is cued to start. And the cue to stop is shows when it's playing but you have selected it to stop. So it's going to show either the color or the image. In this case, we have 3 images load. I'm going to unload the image so you can see the colors. Let's put green to green to the plain color. The Q color, let's put blue. And Q to stop, I'm going to put red. And above colors to label. So instead of showing uh, a, a big square, let's try without that. Let's start just like this. So let's F5 and place. Change the animation color because it's the same as the plain color. Let's put rather pinkish. That's more purple, to be honest. So, okay. Green tells me it's plain, and the purple mixes with the green, makes this strange color. So if I click now, it's going to show the the red-ish color that's going to stop. And if I click again, the drum, the blue is going to show that it's going to trigger at the start of the measure again. So this is what the colors are for. But if I select above colors to label, it's going to change the label instead. So let's try again. Now that's a bit better. Green is playing, red is going to stop, and blue is going to start at the start of the measure, of the four measures. There you go. But you can also select images for that. So let me load a template that already does that. The white button originally already does that, but I have another one here that I like better. Let me see if I find it. This one. This one I like it. So now the animation color is gray. The round square is going to be 88. So it should show on the top of the image. So let's try and see how this goes. So I have an image for the playing. The playing image is this pause button. The cue to stop was another one already stopped. Let me cue to start now. So red is cue to start. And now this bluish is cue to stop. And we can change that in any way you want. So let's say the back image, we want to show something else. And here on the plain color, I want something else. I can click here, go to the buttons, and you can see the four buttons is all there. But if you want to add something else instead, so I selected another button for the playing. So you can really mix and match things up. So, okay, we have take a look at the plain color and everything in here. We have talked about the playback type, so can be synced. So it's going always to be in sync with the tempo and the sequencer measure. I have to check another thing, but not in this video. The polyphonic free, every time you click on the button, is going to make a new voice for the sound and playback. You can have it looped, so it's going to play forever until you click panic, or you have another button fade out or stop that sound. In this case, I'm going to remove the synced and looped, so it's going to play in any way I press it. Let me change the envelope to high now, and let me load another audio. Something that's more one shot, let's say. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, now let's play F5. In this case, I'm going to remove the animation color, or I'm going to make it a bit less dramatic and use regular instead of beat. Uh, okay. So there we go. This is, a, this is not going to worry about the sequencer, it's just going to play like a regular sample without any sync or waiting for things to happen. Unless I select synced. Then it's going to wait for the start of the sequencer to play. Well, in this case, it's not. It's just completely ignoring the sync. So I'm going to. It should not be ignoring the sync, but it is. I'm going to check this on the code. This is still a beta version, so things happens. The instant stop is an option. I try to remember. Oh yes. Let's say I have a sound, a drum sound here. Let me load another sound again. Drum loops. No, drum loops. Let me load this guy here. And I'm going to select instant stop instead. So what happens that starts, and as soon as I press it, it stops. It doesn't wait until the end of the measure. Now it's triggered to start again, stop. Trigger start again, waiting for the measure, last one, and it stops. So it's really instant stop. The mouse volume is not working yet. I'm working on that, but it's just going to be something simple as clicking on it and dragging up and down to change it. And we'll talk this about on another video. Now I'm going to talk about the groups. So we have the group stop, the back to, and things like that. But let me split this video and I'm going to talk about this on the next video.